welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. Okay, so I've said it before, I'll say it a million times, always use a professional. If you don't, it's going to cost you 5 times more in money and 10 times more in frustration and aggravation. So one thing, if you've been listening to my shows, when we talk about power washing, I talk about the story about me saying, to DIY, I can do this, it's a breeze. So I rent a power washer, and now I have a hole in my vinyl siding. I thought it was easy. Didn't realize that really pressure washing is kind of like a science. With me is Christopher from American Veteran Power Washing Services.
Yes, sir.
I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Even at my old age, I can remember some stuff.
You're pretty sharp.
Barely. Okay, so first of all, how long are you in the industry?
I've been in the industry for 4 years.
Why?
It's satisfying work for one, but for two, the gratification is the biggest, I would say, for me. Seeing homeowners as well, their property looking as good as they can is very satisfying. You know, it's an end result. As soon as we leave, the homeowner's happy. Right. The product is shown. It's that instant gratification.
Right.
You know.
So, all right, I have to ask you this. So I'm in, like an idiot, like most people. I thought I could do it myself, so I rent a power washer.
Right.
Okay. And I make a hole in my vinyl siding, which is still there. Why does, when someone rents a power washer, what's the trick, or is there a trick to knowing how much pressure to use so you don't? I mean, I kind of figured out that it's kind of like a science.
That's a good question. So when you rent a power washer from Home Depot, Lowe's, or one of your rental painting stores around here, you're renting the biggest machine they have because you think it's going to clean the most effective.
Right.
In all reality, PSI is not your friend.
Okay.
Chemicals in a downstream, versus gallons per minute is what you're looking for over the pressure. Pressure, like what happened in your sense where you blew a hole, we would want to turn that unloader down, and you would want lower pressure, especially on siding. Siding is made to be soft washed, which is a low pressure cleaning system.
So, okay, so the one side of my house seems to always get, I'm going to call it green mold or whatever.
It's the way the wind's blowing with the trees in your neighborhood.
It's on the north side of my house.
And everyone in your neighborhood has the same dirt on that side of the house.
I'm guessing the rest of the house looks great.
Yeah.
So, but here's the problem. The north side of the house, so you have the north side of the house, and then right under it is a flower bed.
Right.
I mean, how do you protect those flowers?
We would spray a neutralizer around. So when we pull up to a job, we tape all of your outlets. We tape your cameras, your locks. We take a painter's plastic wrap and put it over any bushes that are exposed without gutters. We then take a chlorine neutralizing product and apply it around your whole property, on your bushes, your grass line, and then we trash bag the bottom of every one of your gutters when we're roof cleaning to get any of that extra overflow or debris that we clean out of your gutters so it doesn't make a mess in your yard.
Oh, interesting.
Or leave burn marks in your yard.
Never heard of that. Okay, got that.
It's extra steps that you get when you hire a professional.
Right, because I wouldn't even think of that.
Right.
Now, power washing a roof is different than power washing a side of a house, right?
Correct. We soft wash roofs, which is mostly how we would house wash as well. It's a low pressure proportion system that's mixed with sodium hypochloride and surfactant, which is a bonding agent that masks the odor of the chlorine but also makes it stick to the surface.
Interesting.
And we spray it, we mix it with water, and then it's through a 12 volt or a gas powered system, and it's sprayed out across the surface of the roof. And then if the roof is not cleaning properly, we would bump the mix up from there. But we always start low, like a 2% mix, and then we would gradually go up. And the same with a metal roof. Homeowners scorch their aluminum and painted roofs all the time, and we try to help them out. And we get there, and it's all oxidized. Okay, that's a big thing that can cost homeowners thousands of dollars. You got to be very certain if you're using any chemical at all that you have to immediately be applying water. If the chlorine dwells for a matter of seconds, it'll oxidize the roof.
When you talk about now we're talking about power washing and stuff, but it's no more than a house. People do their driveways, their pools.
Yeah, we do everything.
Do you?
Yes, we do. We offer package deals as well.
So is it different to power wash a driveway than it is the side of a house?
Yes. So a driveway, we're going to show up. We're going to pre-treat the driveway with a chlorine and a soap mix,
Right.
and then we're going to hit it with a surface cleaner. We have different size surface cleaners for different size jobs. We use an 8-gallon per minute machine, and puts a lot of water out. It's 3,500 psi, but it's 8 gallons a minute, and the gallons a minute is what matters when you're cleaning.
Well, here's my concern,
Hmm.
and I'll tell you why. I had a guy come and power wash and paint my driveway
Okay.
years ago.
Hmm.
It was not long before the paint started to come off of. I guess he didn't seal it.
So either he didn't seal it or he didn't apply enough. He didn't apply a good second coat.
Okay.
Because 2 coats, when we do any sealing or painting work, which we do exterior painting and
Right.
sealing,
Right.
we always do 2 coats of sealer. I use the best sealer on the market, Orca Killer. It's a 2-part water-based sealer. It's costly, but it's the best product, and it can be applied to moist surfaces for pavers, which in Florida's wet environment, that's critical. Because a lot of paver sealers before had to be completely dry to be able to use a acrylic sealer or something of that nature, versus now, as soon as we're done cleaning a driveway, we can actually go to the next step and seal it all in one visit.
Okay, so I guess I say to you, hey, I need my house and my driveway done.
Hmm.
Do you come by and estimate it?
I do. Estimates are always free. We take online appointments or over the phone. Also, I do text message, whatever, because some people are really busy.
Right.
They don't have time to talk on the phone. I even do, some clients are just email conversations. We work with local property management companies, residential and commercial. We've done a lot of new construction for a lot of the builders here.
Yeah, we were talking before you got on air about a bunch of homes that you deal with and contracts that you deal with. I'm going to guess the reason you get those contracts is because you do the job that needs to be done.
It's delivering. So the biggest thing in my industry as well is showing up.
Wow.
So attention to detail in the military clean is something that I stand behind with my company and my employees. I would say that I have the best paid, the best taken care of employees. We're happy, we enjoy what we do, and we're passionate about it. And we have great reviews online that show the work that we provide is quality. And that makes me happy at the end of the day.
Well, I want to, first of all, we always take the time to thank our vets, and you are one of them.
Thank you.
And I'm going to guess, well, I don't guess, I know that whenever you hire a vet, you're going to get, 90% of the time, you're going to get disciplined work from start to finish. And usually considerably more organized than Joe Schmo, who you pull off the ground, who either gave you a price and rented a power washer and put you in the same position I was in when I decided to do it myself. Plus, it took me like forever because I couldn't get that staining or whatever off the front. I tried different soaps and chemicals. I tried with a brush. I couldn't get it to come off. Is there like a trick to that?
So it comes back to understanding ratios. We have everything through a proportion system in my trailer, so our chemicals are properly proportioned, so we can make sure that we're using the adequate amount of chemical without affecting the paint or damaging, whatever we're cleaning.
Is it? I know it's a science because I've already learned that. In 2 ways. I learned it because I made a hole in my vinyl siding, but I learned it because it took me 5 hours, and when the job was done, besides making the hole,
You weren't very happy with it.
I wasn't very happy with it. And that 5 hours, considering what I get paid here, okay, was ridiculous. Even if it wasn't comparing to what I get paid here, it's time I could have spent with my family,
Right.
okay? And I've learned, took me 66 years to learn, that some things just don't pay to do yourself.
No, this is one of those industries, especially we're licensed and insured, so you can rest assured that the work's quality, and we stand behind it. We're actually a Google guaranteed business, which means if we were hired through Google, Google would pay up to $2,000 to the homeowner for any damages.
Really?
Yes, which
Oh, wow.
my business went through an extensive background check via Google, and also vetted my references and my past jobs to make sure that I'm at Google standards.
Okay, so I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It's 1,350 square feet, and a driveway which is probably, I don't know, 30 feet long.
Okay, so we're saying about a 700 to 900 square foot driveway, and roughly a third. So you'd be, to take care of the house, the gutters, and the driveway. We'd be looking at around $300.
Okay, so my question, more than that, is how long does it take?
For
It
a
took me
house that
5
size
hours.
would take me about an hour and a half.
Okay, so it took me 5 hours. I guess that's pretty good for someone who already made a hole.
You know, you get more airflow coming in the property, so
Right.
you know.
It's terrible, you know. And every time it just happens to be, just so you know, when I pull into my drive, as soon as I get to where here's the drive, and then the house starts here.
Right.
As soon as I get to here, that's where the hole is. I see it every time I drive. What about other, like we discussed, like the landscaping.
Mm-hmm.
What about things like an air conditioner? Does it have any? I guess it doesn't have any effect because when it rains, stuff get in the air conditioner.
Right. So I do, you know, with AC maintenance, you're supposed to spray your AC coils out on your AC. You know, at least minimum, I think it's once a year, maybe even twice a year. I'm not an AC expert.
Right.
But normally, if we do a whole house wash, we go ahead and we have the homeowner turn off the system and we wash their air conditioner out for them if they'd like.
Oh.
Especially if we're removing debris from gutters.
Okay.
Because we may have to cover the AC if we're cleaning the gutters. If we're cleaning and we got to blow leaves and stuff out, we'll ask the homeowner shut the AC off for a couple minutes. We'll throw plastic wrap over the AC so we don't get anything more in it.
Right, because
You know.
I mean,
You want to keep it clean.
right, and you don't know what you're going to pull out of the roof or the gutters.
Yeah, the gutters are normally, a lot of people think that their gutters aren't very dirty. They call us and they have us, you know, get up on their roof, which they've never been up there, and come to find out all of their whole gutter system is clogged. And then the weight of the gutters is actually causing the gutters to bend outward.
So my niece, she owns her house, and it's 2 houses together.
Mm-hmm.
So she owns one side, almost like a duplex. She owns one side, and she decided that her gutters were dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a guy come and clean out the gutters, and out of the bottom of the gutters comes a dead rat. And that was it for her.
Right.
So she had to get someone to come get the rat, and then go in the attic because somehow the rat got up there or whatever. So she wasn't going to do it, and it goes back to always use a professional because it's going to be a nightmare.
Don't know what you're getting into.
You never know what you're getting into. What is the hardest kind of thing to power wash?
White painted tile roofs. They're the most slippery and dangerous roofs.
Yeah, I would. Okay.
And anything with a steep pitch that you can't hit from a ladder, that you have to walk or get on a roof, of course, is. And that's another thing, we hire adequately weighted personnel that do the roofs, you know?
So they don't slide off?
No, until they're not too heavy to do any damage. You know,
okay,
that's
right.
important as well.
That's true.
You don't want a big guy on your roof. You'd rather the smaller guy up there.
Is the asbestos tile or whatever tile harder to do than the clay tiles?
No. Aluminum roofs and white, anything white stone, white barrel tile, all the white roofs. As soon as we put any type of chlorine or soaps on it, they become super slippery.
Oh, yeah, I would think.
But any roof in general, if you don't know what you're doing and you put too hot of a mix on your roof especially, you can actually burn your shingle and you can hurt the life of your roof and actually affect your warranty of your roof.
And you have to be so careful today because getting insurance on roofs has become a nightmare. And my opinion is before you have the insurance guy come out, I would suggest you pressure wash or you soft wash your roof to make it look as good as it can look.
We always inspect roofs for free, and if I see any damage, a local business, Leak Busters, that I know personally, I would call them and let the homeowner know. If they needed services, that's who I would recommend.
Oh, very cool.
So they, you know, if I go up there and see broken tile, like I said, most homeowners have never been on the roof.
Right.
So when we go up there, we take pictures before we do the job and after to rest assured for insurance purposes and for the homeowner.
I cheat. I fly my drone over my roof.
Well, we have a drone too.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't get up there to take the pictures.
Yeah, it's like we're drone pilots, so I fly a drone over the roof, and every year I drone my house because when hurricane comes, I already have
Survey.
everything done, and if there's a problem after, it's time stamped. If it's a problem after, I just send them the footage. Makes life a lot easier.
Trained Floridians.
You know, we live in paradise until hurricane comes.
That's right.
Actually, it bothers us more. We're not. Hurricanes don't really bother us except for the fact of losing power.
Yeah.
And moreover than losing power is losing the power that feeds our air conditioner. Okay?
We don't like to be hot. It's hot too.
Right. We don't like to be hot. We're getting to the top of our time. How do people find you? You have a phone number?
I do. My phone number is 772-267-7695.
And a website?
VeteranPowerWashingServices.com. I'm on all social media platforms. You know, they can check out my work on Google or Facebook. We post very regularly on there to keep our customers up to date with
Cool.
projects and work going on. I've been lucky enough to sign major contracts with River Place, and I'm currently working on bidding the Palm Beach Gardens Mall, which is a 1.4 million square foot facility.
Wow.
So business has been growing, and currently I service Martin County, St. Lucie County, and Indian River County.
Guys, use a professional. Chris, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Sarah.
I want to thank you for your services. Everybody, have a great day. We'll be right back.